Hey guys, so today I am starting a new series. It's going to be a one time of year series, and I am calling it the Cassie Awards. I was inspired to do this by Emily Noel 83 and Jessica Braun from Jam Beauty 89. They have the Jammy Awards and the Emily Awards, so I figured I would do the Cassie Awards. So it's kind of like the Emmy Awards, but with makeup. And I will always have a cheat sheet in front of me so I know exactly what I'm talking about. And today I'm going to start off with face makeup. So, first thing is primers. So I think the best primer I have tried this year is the e.l.f. Hydrating Face Primer. I did get it recently, but ever since I've gotten it, it's become an ultimate favorite. I use it every day, and literally it's done miraculous things for my makeup because I do have dry skin. So the fact that I was able to find a primer that was awesome enough for my skin. Sorry, my drink just fell over. And made my face makeup go on a lot smoother. That made me really happy. And the runner-up for that is the Wet n Wild Coverall Primer, which I currently don't have in my collection. I did earlier this year, but I ran out, and I do plan on repurchasing. Next is foundations, and within the foundations there is the dewy foundations and the matte foundations, and we're going to start with the dewy ones. And my winner is the Maybelline Fit Me Dewy and Smooth Foundation. As most of you guys may know, this is like my holy grail foundation. I bought a brand new bottle for my trip to Florida just because I had no clue where this bottle was. And because I have dry skin, this just makes my skin look healthy and amazing. And I'm sorry if I keep looking to the side. My dog's right there and she keeps staring at me because I'm talking to nobody. Don't take that offensively, but in the living room I am talking to nobody, so she's like, what you doing? But this is definitely holy grail foundation, and I do have a flop luminous foundation, and it is the Physicians Formula Nude Wear. They say it's a luminous foundation. I don't really think it is. Either that or my skin's just really, really dry. Also, this is the lightest shade. It's still too dark on me, and then it oxidizes throughout the day too. So I wish if they were going to do stuff like this, that... Sorry, it's all around me and it's all falling. That they were to have more of a color range. Sorry guys, sitting in front of the tree is kind of uncomfortable. Because the fact that the lightest one is way too dark for me is kind of disappointing. So that is definitely a flop. Now for the matte foundations, the winner is the CoverGirl Ready Set Gorgeous Foundation, and mine is in 105 Classic Ivory. I absolutely love this foundation. It works really well on dry skin, even though it is a matte foundation. I wore this for my engagement photos, and there's no sunscreen in it, so there was no flashback or anything, and it just made my face look flawless in the videos. In the photos. Can you tell how tired I am? Anyway. And this has just definitely been a gem in my collection this year. The runner-up is the Revlon Color Stay Liquid Foundation for normal to dry skin. I did like this as well, not as much as my CoverGirl, but when I wasn't reaching for the CoverGirl for matte foundations, I reached for the Revlon Color Stay. And I have mine in the shade Ivory, and it just looked really nice on my skin if I took the right steps to make it look nice. With this and the next foundation I'm gonna show you, you definitely cannot, for my skin, definitely could not use a makeup brush. I had to use my Miracle Complexion sponge, but I definitely love this. And that's why it's a cult favorite among YouTubers. And last, for honorable mention, I have the Rimmel Lasting Finish 25 Hour with Comfort Serum in the shade Light Ivory. This is just what the packaging looks like. This also looks really good on my skin. It does have SPF 20 in it. Oh, hold on, guys. Sorry about that. Had to adjust my seating arrangement. But anyway, back to this. I personally feel like this has more of a pink undertone, and I think I have more of a yellow undertone personally, but I am really pale, and this is the lightest color, and it is a really decent match for me. The shade in just ivory, not light ivory, was just a little too dark, so that's why I grabbed this one, and I really do enjoy it. So next is concealers, and the winner for the concealer this year is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind, and I have mine in Fair Clair, and I really like this because especially in the morning, if you're getting ready and your eyes are really bothering you, it's like really nice and soft, and it doesn't irritate your eyes any more than they already are. So I thought that was really good because of the little spongy. I don't like how messy it gets, and as you can see, I am almost through. I only have that much left, but this has definitely become an all-time favorite concealer this year. I think it does, what's the word I'm looking for? Cover up my dark circles very easily, and I really enjoy that. The next concealer I have is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, also in the shade Fair Clair. This also covers up my under eyes very nicely. Today, if you're wondering what concealer I'm using today, I'm actually using a mixture of 3. 2 of them are in the Cassie Awards, the one I just showed you, and the next one I'm about to show you. And I also have the Rimmel Wake Me Up Concealer. It's been a very long, tiring, and upsetting week, so my under eye circles were just so bad that not one concealer was doing it. So when I did a mixture of all 3, that's when my under eye circles were concealed. Anyway, but I really like this. I haven't used it in a little bit since I found the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind, but it is a good concealer, and I saw a tip from Tati, and she said how she contoured with like a deeper shade of this concealer, so I'm kind of curious about doing that. The honorable mention concealer is the Rimmel Match Perfection 2-in-1 Concealer and Highlighter, and mine is in the shade 125 Fair. This is the 3rd concealer I have on today, and I really like it. I love the packaging. Like, I like how it's a little brush tip and you just squeeze it and apply it. It makes it really easy. It is a little bit messy, but so is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. So let's just cut to the chase. A lot of good concealers are gonna be messy. For my flop, I forgot to bring it down, but my flop concealer is the e.l.f. 2-in-1 Concealer and Highlighter. It's from the Studio line. It's $3. The concealer part doesn't really work. It maybe if you were doing like a no makeup day and you just needed light coverage, it would be okay, but if you have like drastic dark circles, it doesn't do anything for you. So I wouldn't recommend the concealer part of that, but if you were going to spend the $3 on it, I would definitely recommend the highlighter side. It is really pretty. Alright, so the next category is BB cream, and the winner is the Revlon Photo Ready BB cream, and mine is in light pale, and it has SPF 30 in it. This is the only thing I'm going to mention in this category because while I have other BB creams, I haven't really tried them out, so I can't say whether or not they're good or not. Like, I have 2 other ones, and I've only worn one of them once, so that like I said, I can't really say anything, but this has been a holy grail BB cream for me since I first started with makeup. this is how I first started. Okay, so my favorite loose powder of the year was the Coty Airspun loose face powder, and I have mine in honey beige, but it really does show up more as like a translucent powder, so I don't know why. I don't know. But I got this when I went down to Florida, so I haven't had it too long, but it has definitely made an impression on me and has me wanting to try other loose powders. Like, I know I got the e.l.f. HD powder. I want to get the new Maybelline setting powder. Like, I want to try a whole bunch now. I know NYC has one, but this has got me wanting to try other loose powders, because now I like to bake my under eye concealer, because it just makes it last longer, and with the job that I have, that's something that I really need. But like I said, with the BB cream, that is the only thing in this category, because I haven't really used any others this year. So for pressed powders, the winner is the L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Powder. Mine is in W1 Porcelain, and I've hit pan on this. I really like this powder, not really for setting my makeup, because since I have dry skin, it's very rare when you see me set my makeup. But I use this if I go like overboard on blush or contour or bronzer or something, and I'll take a buffing brush and I'll load it with this and go over that area just to tone it down. And I really like how it works for that. Runner up is the e.l.f. Tone Correcting Powder. When I did set my makeup, I used this because it set my makeup nicely, but not like overly dramatic to the point where I looked like I had cake face. But I really like this, and I like how there's different colors for different tone correcting reasons, like yellow for darkness, green for redness, so on and so forth. And as you can see, I've hit pan on it. This is definitely a great powder. And then the honorable mention, I haven't really used much on myself, but I have used it on other people this year, and it is the Rimmel Stay Matte Powder. I'm like the only person I know with severely dry skin other than my cousin. All my friends have extremely oily skin, so when I do their makeup, I use this on them, and it just gives them a beautiful, beautiful finish, and it just looks so good, and I would highly recommend this to anybody. Next, we are going into the blushes, and the winner is the NYX Powder Blushes. The one I have right now is in Dusty Rose. This is the one that has been a favorite throughout the whole year, pretty much since I've gotten it, and I just bought 4 more blushes, but it has such great pigmentation, and if you use a light hand, it looks really nice. The next blush I'm going to show you is from e.l.f. and it's in the Contouring Blush and Bronzer Duo, and it's in the shade St. Lucia, and it's this blush right here. It is said to be a dupe for NARS Orgasm. I wouldn't really know. I've never owned Orgasm, but it is a really pretty blush. Oh, sorry, I'm blinding you. I wore it like for the first half of the year before I got that NYX blush, and then pretty much since I've gotten the NYX blush, I've worn that. So these two have definitely been my favorites of the year. But for honorable mention, when I wasn't wearing those, I was wearing the Wet n Wild Color Icon blushes. My favorite was in Pearlescent Pink, which is this one. And this is also said to be a dupe for NARS's Orgasm. Tati, who I mentioned earlier, actually says she likes this better than the NARS Orgasm blush. So that's really saying something. And I also have Heather Silk. I want to get the other two, though, which I think is like something wine and something something. Sorry. Next, we're going on to bronzer, and the winner for me this year is the NYC Sun and Bronze Bronzing Powder in Coney Island Glow. This is just beautiful. Like, you mix the colors together, and it is not too warm, it's not too cool, and for fair skin, it's actually, like, beautiful. because it can be hard to find a bronzer for fair skin, and I just really, really enjoyed this. Second place is the Wet n Wild Color Icon Bronzer in Ticket to Brazil. This is also another light bronzer that worked very well for fair skin. Definitely really pigmented though, so you need a stippling brush and a light hand if you want to work with it. Okay, and the honorable mentioned is the e.l.f. Golden Bronzer. It has a lot of dewiness to it. It has a luminosity, but like I said, I personally don't mind that because my skin is so dry, and for me, it kind of makes me look like I have a J-Lo glow, as they would say. And you can either swirl it all together like I do, or there's like 4 different sections that you can go in as well. My flop for bronzer is actually in the e.l.f. Contouring Blush and Bronzing Powder Duo that I mentioned earlier in St. Lucia. It's this one. It's way too pigmented to where I can't get it to work for me. If you have a much darker complexion, this would work for you. But I couldn't get it to work for me on my skin or as like a transition color for my eyes. It was just way too dark. So next is contours. My winner for the year is the Wet n Wild Color Icon Contouring Palette in Dolce de Leche. And I absolutely loved this. I was using the contour powder before I ever discovered I could use this side as like an under eye setting powder. Because I was using the e.l.f. under eye setting powder for a while, and then I realized I could use this, so I started using this, and then I got into baking. So I mean, I don't know if I'll ever use that side up, but as you can see, I've definitely hit pan on the contour side. It is what I am wearing today. My contour is a little bit harsh today. I was kind of rushing. It's late at night. Second place is the NYX Highlight and Contour Pro Palette. My favorite shade being this one, and that is in the shade Sculpt. It's just perfect. Like, ooh, let's not drop it and break it, because that would be so disappointing. But that's what it looks like. Yes, they do pop out of the pan, and they do, if I remember correctly, they just came out with the replacement pans. They do snap in, they're not magnetic or anything. So I did just want to mention that. Within this past month, actually, this has really grown on me. Like, I absolutely love it. And my honorable mention is the Physicians Formula City Glow Bronzer in New York. This is also has a luminosity to it, which is why it's honorable mention. I don't use it as much as I use the other two, but when I have used it, I did really enjoy it. Okay, 2 more categories for the face, guys, and then I promise this part of the video is over. Okay, so next is highlights, and my absolute favorite highlight of the year is the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in the Champagne Pop, which is the Jaclyn Hill collaboration. And it's just beautiful. It fits on so many different skin tones, and it's just so beautiful, and I want to try more. There's Shimmering Skin Perfectors. I know she just did a Shimmering Skin Perfector like palette with Becca, and one of the shades in there, Pearl, just became permanent, so I'm thinking about getting that one, thinking about getting Opal, and I'm thinking about getting, I think it's Moonstone. Oh, hey, kitty. Don't be jealous, Pebbles. Don't be jealous, Pebbles. Pebbles, don't be jealous. Don't be jealous. Okay, next highlighter. When I wasn't wearing that one, the one I would tend to go for after that is the Hard Candy Baked Bronzer highlight in Tiki. It just gave a gorgeous golden glow, and I was wearing this for like a month and a half straight, and I really enjoyed it. And my honorable mention has to go to the Wet n Wild Color Icon Bronzer Highlight in Reserve Your Cabana. This makes for a really nice everyday highlight, but what I absolutely love doing with this is when I bake my under eye concealer, I put a little bit of this on the brush, and when I go to wipe it away, it replaces that with this, and it just makes my under eye look brighter and more awake, and I really love it for that. Last category is setting spray. Now, I've only tried one this year, and I've absolutely love it, and it's the e.l.f. Makeup Mist and Set. It feels so refreshing, and I really like this for when I start to look really powdery, because I will just spray it. And I feel refreshed, and I love you, Pebbles. It is safe. It's mostly water, and it has green tea, cucumber, and vitamins A, C, and E. But it just feels so refreshing and good, and I love it. And I don't really know if it makes my makeup stay on longer, but I definitely see a difference when I use it. So that's all for the face category. There will also be eyes and lips and a whole bunch of other different categories, so stay tuned for those. Bye.